Hello and welcome back to Podcasting's Praxis. I'm David, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Jamie, my pronouns are he and him.
And I'm Rob, mine he and him.
Austere cast once again.
Yeah, sorry,
Thankfully,
Alistair's no
that's
longer
fitting.
allowed to sign off sick on this podcast, so we had to, just bury him in a shallow grave somewhere.
Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in DW peace. So,
Jeez,
speaking
that's
of which...
the most bleak thing you've said in a while.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we do need to talk about the cunts, because I have good news and bad news for everyone.
All right. We finally found the expiration date for the UK. It was under one of those stones. It's at Stonehenge. It's like scratched in.
Best before 600 and no, unfortunately it's nothing like that. It's how long have we had the Labour government now? Like, are we at 200 days yet?
Forever.
Some shit?
Oh, who
day.
fucking cares?
I know, but like in all that time they've done squarely fuck all but a shit budget, really. Like, which is, the less they do the better, really, because they'll only fuck things up. So we've waited months with promises that Liz Kendall was going to shit out something about welfare reform, and the white paper was published today, and the good news is it doesn't contain sweeping cuts to the welfare system.
No, that's genuinely not what I expected, because like every time I see Liz Kendall's fucking grinning face, chomping down on a delightful human leg, then I assume that something fucking terrible is going to happen.
Yeah. The bad news is that we are going to get those sweeping cuts, but they'll be announced next year instead now. I don't know why.
Oh.
Yeah, so that'll be next year. So whatever it is to bring the welfare bill down will be next year. So look forward to that. 2025 will be a great fucking year.
Yeah, because like, what's her face? Rachel Reeves was also at the CBI, I think today or yesterday, saying, you can trust on us. We will never do new taxes again on business at any time in the coming 4 years. So that culmination will be great.
Spot the guy who didn't read ahead on the notes.
Kendall doesn't want to announce like any big cuts or anything right now because Starmer's busy getting like fucking no end of grief about that petition. Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake, etc.
Yeah, tactical genius Liz Kendall, yeah. That's exactly what that is.
She looked it up on her computer.
So I had a little look at the white paper. I say a little look, it's because there's a lot of words in it and I don't like words. So
Did they announce decentralizing the job centres? Because that was a rumour I saw yesterday.
How do you decentralize a job centre?
The rumor was their big plan was to save money was to just chuck it all off to local councils.
No, I didn't see anything like that, but I did see some stuff that could be interpreted as that in the future, possibly, maybe. It's a white paper. It's a bunch of fluffy shite, but unfortunately there is some dog shit in there. It's mostly, though, just that tinkering around the edges, centrist lib pish that we can we can consider to be the best possible outcome, because it means they're not actively making things worse, they're just very, very gradually making things worse, which is obviously the Liberal mantra.
Oh, good. Oh, so the slow slide into, outright, depravity and things of that nature, rather than the Tory route of just, severe, please report to the beating centre immediately, citizen. Oh, good.
Yeah, the beating centres will still be there, they're just going to be rebranded, but I'll go into that in a minute. So the first thing I noticed was that there is a very vague promise of extra NHS staff, which will cut waiting lists.
Okay.
So that's going to help.
How is that within the DWP's remit?
Yeah,
This is about joined up government, blah, 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 blah.
Fuck all the way off.
Yeah. 8,500.
The only thing joined up I want to see from this government is like a fucking car exhaust and a window.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be 8,500 new mental health staff. No word on when, how, on that
I mean,
front.
do we have
where are they coming from?
mental health staff kicking
Last
around
I checked,
no. There's a comma there. They mean mental health staff.
Can't believe the mad lad actually cut those benefits.
Yeah, when they're not giving you, job coaching, they're doing sick kickflips in the parking lot, listening to Ace of Spades.
Yeah, we told Barry to do a sanction and he actually did it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. A big thing though is the job centre rebrand, because we love a job centre rebrand. Remember when it became the Job Centre Plus and nothing changed?
Remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sign got different.
Yeah. There was a new logo. That
what was the plus supposed to be? Like, did we ever get like an answer to this, or?
So I think the idea behind the plus was that it was supposed to be like they were basically trying to make a point of saying the job centre's not a place where you just sign on. It's also about career development or some shite like that, skills wallets, whatever, like that kind of fish.
The plus was Tony Blair's New Deal.
Job Centre Plus, the everything app.
Yeah. But it's going to be rebranded to.
I will never install that.
that Linda Yaccarino woman going like, everything's happening in Job Centre Plus.
Yeah. It does make sure that all of your apps are synced up though, because they're all in the same time zone.
The one universal time zone.
The job centre will be rebranded to the National Jobs and Careers Service.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Yeah. Jesus, like what career progression am I going to get from the Job Centre Plus unit?
I would very much like them to fuck all the way off on trying to tell me that jobs and careers are different things. A career's just a job with security. Don't tell me otherwise.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah. No, a career is a job that you can prestige.
Yeah. We have jobs and slightly better jobs. What would you be interested in? Just a job? Like, fuck off. So the idea is that this is going to be, quote, focused on people's skills and careers instead of just monitoring and managing benefit claims.
Okay, so, like, what, more fucking stalking then? Like, more harassment?
It's just... When was the last time anyone actually fucking did anything different at the fucking, like, DWP, though? They're always... every time they come out and they go, oh, it's a new fucking Secretary of State for being a fucking dickhead. Here's what they've got to say. And it's always like... It's always just an answer, as if one was needed, to the Phantom Zone Daily Mail nightmare benefit system that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
Like, yesterday it was like fucking, young people who refuse to accept job offers will have their benefits cut. It's like, that already fucking happens. That's like the central premise of the entire fucking system, and has been for as long as I've had to fucking engage with it. Like, if you turn down a job, they fuck your money into a pit. That's how it's always worked. Like, but
I thought that was the whole Daily point Mail of the DWP. Like, that was the central way it did business.
That's exactly how it works. But because the fucking Daily Mail, like, run around telling everyone that actually you just turn up like twice a week to get a big check, a big like novelty check, like you've won the pools, and they never ask you to do any work ever. They have to like appeal to the people who believe that's true. Do you know what I mean? People who've never signed on in their life because they got a job at their dad's fucking company or something, and like they're all convinced. So like they always wheel out some fucking like absolute dipshit from the DWP to say, we're going to take action, strong action, to prevent you from getting a mansion and housing your 12 kids if you're an illegal immigrant. And you just go like, yeah, okay, that'll take you a long time to achieve, won't it? Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. They've done this before. They've said like, oh yeah, but it's to be about like skills development or whatever shit. They've said it repeatedly. The Tories also said it repeatedly. And what will happen is the exact same thing as every other time. Is they'll say to a bunch of civil servants, here's some new work we want you to do, and then they'll say, here's a couple of new civil servants that will help, and then they'll simply not do any of it because they don't have the funding or staff to actually do all that shit, because none of that's actually going to make anyone any money. And no matter how much they push it, they're going to continue on the core work, which is managing and monitoring the welfare payments.
Yeah. Like if anything,
that's how that'll work.
If anything, like, you know what I mean? When the Tories took over in 2010, there was like an initial period, like maybe the first half of their fucking like 14-year Reich, where they let Ian Duncan Smith run around being like the fucking, you know what I mean? Like the king of cunts. And just, you know, it was like everyone gets moved on to universal credit. It's a big shit show. Everything's fucking terrible now. Fuck the lot of yous. But then the back half of the fucking Tory thing, like, it's just ground on as it ever has. And, you know what I mean? The only change you've really seen is less and less staff in the job centre when you go there. Because, like, you know, you can't just cut the budgets year after year. And, like, so that's why they're big into, like, fucking, AI will, like, monitor for fucking fraud. And we'll be able to steal money directly from your bank and all this sort of shit, because they're just angling to set up a big fucking computer with like a giant red eye on the front of it and have that run the entire DWP automatically. And like, you know what I mean? Sell all of the data that it fucking collects to like some fucking dipshit in Silicon Valley who's going to print it all out and make a nest, I assume. Because what the fuck, what fucking useful practice are you going to get with a bunch of information on exactly who's claiming benefits and how much? You know what I mean? As a global corporation.
Worth mentioning, by the way, that the word fraud does not appear once in this white paper. It's completely unconcerned with it, which, like, good, but the problem is it's completely unconcerned with it because that's going to be in the next round of bullshit.
Yeah.
your next, like, your job skills coach is a guy called Toombs, but he only comes out every couple of years to dispense advice.
We're also going to be given a new supported employment program called Connect to Work Scheme, which provides voluntary employment offers to people with disabilities, health conditions, or complex barriers to work.
So voluntary, is it? Voluntary.
Please tell me that the 2 is a number.
Yeah, it smells like a number.
It could be because
I remember
it, because at one point they misspelled lead, as in the heavy metal that's in all the fucking brains.
You see, I remember back in the 2000s when they, like, one of the fucking trips around the Tony Blair's New Deal carousel, they sent me to Action for Employment. You know, the 4 was the number. And we rapped about jobs. It was fucking great, like, you know. You should just bring that back.
This is the difference between jobs and careers. You wouldn't rap about careers. They have more dignity.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, they should definitely return to the golden age of, like, Tony Blair's mates all setting up an adult learning annex somewhere and then, like, fucking dredging people in to show them how to type and shit like that. Because that was honestly, that was a time to be alive, that, like. And it's really...
Do you know what? You will actually smash it, by the way, because what they're going to have to do is, with all the young people training that they're putting the focus on, they all need to be taught how to use computer. So you're going to get to do all that same shit again.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know
I think essentially what we should do instead is have like Moe's breakdance class from The Simpsons, like does this careers advice. Like, can you do fresh moves?
Yeah, no, like that's really like, even Thatcher understood that that's the way to, like, run the fucking benefits system, is you just put everyone on the sick and let them fucking get on with it, and then, you know, at least they're not on the unemployment figures anymore, or whatever it was that, like, she did with the miners. You know, like, it's like, in an ideal world, everyone would just get, like, the money to live and have dignity. But, like, you know, the next best thing is you just fucking go, all right, okay, well, this week you're at a different building on a different industrial estate to learn a different kind of typing. Here's your money. Like, you know what I mean? Here's your money and also your bus fare.
The welfare system used to be a slightly more demeaning version of the Soviet one, where, you know, they would pay the guy to stand at the top of the escalator or whatever. Like, it's just that, but you need to do group projects and and learn to print.
I see.
CVs.
I've cracked the whole thing. You know what we need to do is we need to bring that guy who did the quantum grammar back, because that shifts every week. So you need to write your CV with like colons and parentheses and windings next week.
There's also
I see
going
you
to
are
be...
really, really good at plain bomb.
There's also going to be an independent review into how employers can be better supported to employ people with disabilities, health conditions, and to keep them in the workplace.
Who's in charge of that independent review? Because I think I know what the answer is going to be. Depends on who's in charge of that fucking review.
I don't actually know about that one, but you are going to want to fucking die very shortly. So it's all pretty fucking mid shit. There's nothing really in there. It's like whatever.
Yeah, that's just
keep yourself busy. Keep playing with your pens and your computer. That's fine. You look busy.
But it's also a busy box for like Liz Kendall, right? This, unless I misunderstand it. Yeah.
But that's because the real stuff where she gets to fucking build up a fucking body count doesn't start until next year. From Liz Kendall, the Get Britain Working white paper shows that this government stands unashamedly for work. We will make sure everyone, regardless of their background, age, ethnicity, health, disability, or postcode, can benefit from the dignity and purpose work can bring. I love how free it makes me.
I know. I was going to second. It also set me free. Where does the pause? Where does the comma appear in the Get Britain Working white paper?
Nowhere.
No, but honestly, this is the same slogan, same words, I think, that I've heard from every Tory DWP secretary, every one of them under Blair, and I don't know, ever since I started paying attention to the politics of this insane fucking island, I've never heard them say anything else. This is almost word for word. If you told me this was Ian Duncan Smith or whoever the fuck, or Matt Hancock, I don't know if he ever ran it, but I'm sure he did. I would believe you.
Because again, they're just like pitching fucking please leave us alone. Please stop yelling about how the DWP is awash with like fucking, do you know what I mean? Please stop yelling about how the DWP is the worst department in any government ever, and all we do is we hand out like free cake and heroin to anyone who asks. Please, we promise we're making a difference this time. Do you know what I mean? It's like
we are doing our level best to make sure that every one of our offices remembers that one scene from The Shining, awash with the blood of the disabled. Please come in and enjoy it. We know it's what you want.
Yeah,
but it's so just anyway. I mean, Jamie, to your point though, because that is like in general, it's really good. It's like as long as you have capitalism, and capitalism in order to function requires like a surplus labor force, like a reserve labor force.
Sacrifice.
That's just No. But like it requires a certain amount of unemployed people, because if everybody's employed, then they can start demanding higher wages. So you need like a surplus labor force. That's really important for capitalism to function. And because like you can't, the Tories are increasingly on their way there, but like you can't quite like imagine, that they can't just say like that in the Victorian era, like, oh, well, just like, go into your gutter and die. You have to pretend that you care. So you will always have a DWP under a system that is capitalism, and it will always be the target of, because it's the one thing, like capitalism's greatest boosters can't stomach the existence of the DWP, even though it desperately needs it.
Yeah.
If that little quote sounded vaguely ominous, good. It sets the tone for the next couple of parts. The white paper states it will, quote, expand access to expert employment advisors as part of treatment and care pathways, in particular mental health and musculoskeletal services.
Good.
I love to be told no paracetamol, but you can see a work coach. That's great for my health outcomes.
For those of you who like follow me on Twitter and stuff, know that I've been looking for like jobs for a while, and I looked into and worked with like some job coaches in the past, and like on the whole, they're terrible. Like they're not useful.
Would you say that they've improved your mental health any?
No. But I mean,
What about have they improved your musculoskeletal services?
Oh, I mean, I can lift a fucking car with my pinky now. So yes, they did do that.
Just breaking you over the knee like fucking Bane.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was rebuilt better and stronger. And now for some reason I'm into them for $6 million, and I don't understand why. No, but it's just like that's like normal job coaches who aren't on the whole very good at their job, and like the ones that like the good ones are in private service and earn a lot of money for what they do. The not so good ones do also that, but at like a lower level, and the ones below that do it for the DWP. And like, look, I'm sure there are good ones and blah 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 blah, but like the average person who's going to be like a specialized job coach for people with, you know, with muscular issues and mental health issues, like, are they going to be specifically trained to deal with these issues, or are they just going to be random cunts they picked up off the street? Because I think I know.
Presumably they form part of the 8,500 fucking contingent. So I don't fucking know, frankly, and probably not is the answer. It'll be what any of these things are. Anything that gets attached to DWP ends up being some like big fucking capita bung, although it might not be capita or whatever, because
Atos.
It's a different mob in now, so it could be different people fucking benefiting from it. I don't know, but it's likely to be complete fucking bullshit. Also in here is another intent to look at weight loss drugs as part of the forcing people back into work strategy.
Yeah.
Enjoy this quote.
See previous podcast, yeah.
See, that actually is a new strategy for the DWP, and also everyone's suggesting it.
Yes. Enjoy this quote. The collaboration between the government and Eli Lilly will see plans for a place-based, real-world evidence study being conducted in Manchester.
What the fuck is place-based?
It's based in a place.
But everything's based in a place.
For legal purposes, this podcast is not. This aims to evaluate the effectiveness of of a drug on obesity and its impact on obesity-related conditions in a real-world setting to improve our understanding of how obesity medications can potentially improve health inequalities, and obesity-related absences.
Okay.
Yes, but because so many people are taking the piss out of the system by saying, I'm too fat to work.
They watched that one fucking episode of The Simpsons, didn't they? And then just wrote a government policy. Yeah. That's why they had to specify place-based, so we wouldn't think it was Springfield. They mentioned real world in there as well, just to hammer the point home. We're not talking about a cartoon here. This is a real thing that we actually saw happen.
Fucking incredibly angry Daily Mail articles about how people, you know, work shy scroungers on benefits now get free moo-moos, and what are those, like, keyboard birds?
Yeah. And a fucking fat guy hat, wasn't that what he calls it?
Yeah.
Probably.
Washing my fat guy hat.
Kendall's also happily said in some interviews that she did on Sunday, one of which was with fucking Koonsberg, because it couldn't have been bad enough to just be Kendall and some no-mark. Young people who don't take up offers of jobs or training will be sanctioned and lose benefits. Young people will be required to take them up, just as they did in the late 1990s with the New Deal for young people, and the late noughties with the Future Jobs Fund, because it is so damaging for young people not to have skills or not to be in work.
Okay, but
again,
I want to reiterate, it was ever thus.
Yeah.
I mean, also, the only reason that it is bad for young people and other people to not be in work for now or whenever, like, you fucking want,
is because you're punished for it.
It's because this entire society is fucking built around the concept of you having a job. You know, if you built this fucking thing slightly differently, you would have to, like, you know, people would be able to, like, find some kind of satisfaction and, you know, self-worth that resided outside the fact that the second question after somebody says, what's your name? The second one is, what do you do, or what's your job? You know, like...
Yeah.
But you see, though, the problem is, right, if you're not in work as a young person, then you've got a gap on your CV. And then if you've got a gap on your CV, you lose the respect of LinkedIn freaks. And then, like, you know, question marks, I guess. That's bad somehow.
Yeah. To be fair, LinkedIn freaks
you won't learn the secrets of direct-to-buyer sales or whatever the fuck they're talking about on there.
Yeah, we'll go
I mean, I did see a bit of like that apparently 50% of all LinkedIn posts are now written by AI. So like, I don't really see the point of that fucking place anyway.
That seems like a low estimate.
Yeah.
Another quote from Kendall. I know from speaking to our job coaches, our fantastic job coaches in job centres, that there are people who could work who aren't, but I think they are the minority.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but there's always the story. This is Jamie's phantom people who, you know, with the 12 children in the $1 million house.
She also said some people who were out of work had, quote, self-diagnosed mental health problems, though she stressed there was a, quote, genuine problem with mental health in this country.
Okay.
Might it be something to do with your fucking department?
I mean, maybe, but I also want to stress, like, anyone who's out of work with a self-diagnosed mental problem is not claiming fucking benefits because, like, you know what I mean? You
can't.
You can have a fucking doctor growing out of the middle of your back telling the fucking guy at the job centre that you are in fact ill because there's a doctor growing out of the middle of your back, and they won't take his fucking word for it. Like, I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
You'll still have to fucking get your PIP awarded at an appeal.
Yeah. On the backdrop of all this as well.
Keep bringing in notes signed by Dr. Krang, but they can't accept them.
Dr. Reverse Krang.
On the backdrop of all this, we had Starmer's fucking article in the Mail on Sunday because he just wanted to.
Yeah, he felt the need to piss on small people. Yeah.
I don't know. You can't believe everything that Starmer writes in the Daily Mail.
No, I know. No, you wouldn't quote him directly. That would be fucking silly. You can't be held accountable for things that he's said and done.
Slippery slope, that, like.
Yeah, from the Mail. Sir Keir Starmer today pledges to crack down hard on the quote from Starmer, direct quotes words that he said, bulging benefits bill blighting our society.
You see, I think he should have cooked that phrase for a little longer until he had a couple more fucking bits of alliteration in there.
Yeah.
The bulging benefits bill blighting brilliant Britain or some shit like that. Like,
yeah,
blighting brilliant Britain as Big Ben bongs for Brexit.
Yeah. Comes perilously close to, you know, violating the copyright of my my self-published bulging Britain Brexit bill. You know, that's only sold for the 18 plus.
I couldn't actually find the article like original. I could only find a Daily Mail article about the Mail on Sunday article because we have a very functioning news media. So thankfully, I'm not going to read the fucking thing to you. But I did want to highlight that the article makes a point of singling out the amount spent on ADHD specifically.
Good.
The methodology of this, completely unknown. I do not know how they've came to these fucking figures, but it is apparently 41,000% higher now than it was in 2013.
Cool.
Okay,
Good.
that also sounds real.
What that means is that the system is finally catching up to fucking dealing with something that's actually quite prevalent in society. Not that it's something we shouldn't be fucking doing, you cunts.
Yeah.
But the ADHD is like the fucking absolute forefront of things that will be fucking terrorised to build a wedge in because it's fake and made up or whatever bullshit. Like, fuck these cunts.
Yeah, I'm gonna concoct a supervillain scheme to put, like, fucking, do you know what I mean, ADHD meds in the tap water in Britain, and then we'll just fucking take over the place.
Yeah, the problem is, though, getting that scheme started in the first place.
Yeah.
Sorry, Robert Kennedy Jr. sees you coming. Like,
another quote is, "Don't get me wrong, we will crack down hard on anyone who tries to game the system to tackle fraud so we can take cash straight from the banks of fraudsters.
Yeah, they told us this before.
There will be a zero tolerance approach to these criminals. My pledge to Mail on Sunday readers is this: I will grip this problem once and for all.
Saucy.
We love to see him getting a grip.
Again, that's once again language that comes dangerously close to my copyrighted, self-published work.
I know. I welcome the Prime Minister gripping my problem, but I invite him to go further.
Obviously, to back this up,
I invite him to buy me dinner first.
The thing there about like fucking, do you know what I mean? Oh, we're going to take cash straight from the banks of fraudsters. It's like, right, okay, that's cool. So, why? You know what I mean? Court orders for repayment already exist. So I assume this is going to be like fucking, do you know what I mean? Extrajudicial. Like they're not going to need to prove that you've done a fraud before they take the money back. And also when they combine this with the AI that sees all and knows nothing, that just randomly randomly picks people out and decides they've done fraud. What they've done here is they've reinvented Gyro Day, because the thing to do is be at the fucking job centre the minute your money goes in and take it straight out in cash, put it under your mattress.
Yeah. It is Gyro Day, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, like this kind of talk needs some backup. Thankfully, Alison McGovern MP was sent out to let everyone know,
don't know who that is.
That she's the one who said that it's illegal to take a sickie.
Oh, right.
She's the one who looks like a perpetually crying Muppet.
Narrow it down for me.
Yeah. She was asking Sky News like 6 fucking times, is it illegal to take a sickie, before she like really gradually said yes, it actually is. Which is news to me, because you need to be off for 4 consecutive days before you can even claim SSP. So, is it really? Like, is it illegal? Are we going that far? So, well done. Good job. And I look forward to seeing the horrors that 2025 bring upon us from the DWP. This was the easy stuff from Kendall, and it was all bullshit, so...
Yeah. I mean, most of it is just piss. Like, that's the only upside we can sell to our listeners at the moment, is that, like, most of this is utterly irrelevant and, like, won't even impact you slightly. Next year, though. There's always next year.
Yeah. Well, who wants some real serious hard-hitting news that I found?
Always.
I fucking love hard-hitting news.
All right, well, it's the war on badgers.
Excellent. Are we still doing that?
Didn't Brian May end this?
No. If you want the full headline from the Express, UK seaside town at war with badgers as roads forced to close in race against time. So there you go. I mean, like,
what?
I think that they could easily spin a Gerard Butler film out of a high octane like fucking thrills adventure like this.
Yeah.
But basically, the gist is this, right? Badger sappers dug tunnels underneath the main road and like brought it like fucking
Badger
crashing down.
sappers.
I mean, I assume it's a war, right? So why else? Who else digs tunnels for a war?
Are there regiments? Does this imply that badgers have like? Are there badger engineering
got little
squads?
berets on. Yeah.
On. That would be a corps, not a regiment.
But yeah, so the badgers dug tunnels underneath the main road and caused a sinkhole. And like, so,
fucking badger paras responsible for more war crimes that you could possibly imagine.
So they've had to close the road leading into Morecambe or something. And if the council's crack team of what I presume to be snipers don't solve the problem by the end of this month, it's mating season and the road has to stay closed until July so the badgers can get it on.
Is that when the army band starts fucking playing fucking Sunday morning love songs or something for 6 months straight?
Yeah. Councillor Richard Davies told Lincolnshire Live, whilst the badgers are being very well accommodated, Mablethorpe road users are having to bear the brunt of some serious disruption in their area. It feels very unfair. I assume there by the badgers being very well accommodated. By very well accommodated, he means not shot.
Yeah. I thought for a moment he said that the badgers are being very accommodating. I thought it was like, sort of, it's like an occupation thing where they're trying to win hearts and minds.
Yeah, well,
the badgers passing out packs of cards with local councils printed on them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll leave the penultimate word on this story to local resident Des Barnett, who said to Lincolnshire Live again, "I have to admit, I've never seen a badger."
Oh, that's good. That's like extremely British local news.
Yeah, that's because like he's never fucking seen one, because the badgers operating in that area are like the fucking other special regiments, that design.
Yeah, the SBS.
Fuck me.
Oh, good, you've killed Rob. Yeah, and I mean the final word on this is Skegness remains undefeated. I guess, like, go there instead. They don't have badger terrorists bringing the place down yet.
Wait, you remember all those laws that were introduced a few years ago, where they got Shamima Begum with, where like if you go to another country to join a foreign military, that like you can lose your passport. If I sign up with the badgers, can I lose my?
Yeah. Do not travel from Skegness to Mablethorpe to join the Badger War. You will not be allowed to return.
The Maplethorpe Road is infested with fucking badgers driving Toyota Hiluxes with 50 cows on the back. Why are they flying the black and white flag of Daesh? It's like, well, black and white makes a lot of sense, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, after that, like we've got some actual
gruesome handheld videos from the badgers in badger occupied towns. Nobody knew that they were strict Wahhabist, but here we are.
Well, are you ready?
Sorry, I'm completely lost now. Hi, this is Rob. I'm disturbing your delightful in-ear entertainment to tell you that we have a Patreon at patreon.com/praxiscast. You can go there for more episodes, our Discord, bonus clips, and much, much more. This is also me begging you for your money in exchange for goods and services. Thank you. Oh, very well then. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves some snacks. Bye.
Are you ready for some even harder hitting journalism?
Yes.
If it's harder hitting than that, I don't know if I am anymore. I almost died on this one.
I'm going to put a question to you. Is cheese difficult?
No, it's dairy.
I'm always saying it is, and I have to know there has to be a better way.
Can I sell you the cheese? Can I sell you the cheese loosener, David?
Yeah, so this is from the Express again. You're grating cheese wrong. Correct method will leave you mind blown.
What? What have I been doing wrong all these years?
Well, it's a revolutionary new advance in grating technology, and it's a bit of a fucking deep secret. As revealed on TikTok by @WhatNavEats,
of course,
covered by the Express, the pro gamer strat for easy cheese is turn the grater on its side.
But we invented the box grater for that specific purpose, like 100,000 years ago. We know this. I thought they were going to come with like a microplane. I'm like, those are also very old, but they are nice, and you should, they're cool. You should have one, but like,
no, you just put the grater on its side, and then it's easy cheesy from then on out.
Oh, look, I know it's the fucking Express, so like my level of expectation of like quality is fucking through the floor, I suppose. But are they filling their pages with just like looking at TikTok and then fucking summarizing it?
Yes.
Fuck me. What is the point?
Remember,
honestly,
journalism
of
is a worthy cause that we should all support with regular subscriptions paid to our favourite providers of news.
Yeah. But no, the Express and the fucking Mail are just awash with this sort of shit where it's like, well, there was a tweet that went a bit viral, we'll do a story on that. It's incredible. Like you've got news and you can report the news, but if you want people to stay on your fucking shitty website for like their entire fucking day, you need more than just the news. You need some what is technically termed in the industry as absolute piss to keep people engaged.
Yeah. You've got to have the journalism equivalent of Subway surfers in the corner, otherwise the kids will not fucking tune into the news. I refuse to read about what the government's doing to me without being able to also simultaneously watch Family Guy funniest moments.
I'm just a bit worried that Jamie's coming close to spoiling the dark secret at the heart of this podcast.
Yeah, it's powered by a cheese grater on its side, which incidentally looks like the inside of a rap video.
Have you ever thought about turning a 90s rap video on its side? It's much more efficient.
Someone do Jamiroquai holding a block of cheese and getting slowly closer to camera.
I forgot to mention the Prestige. Once you've grated with the grater on its side, if you stand the grater up, the cheese, get this, falls out.
Holy fucking shit. No way. Again, I point to the box grater, this thing that we've had for like a very, very long time now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I am going to now move on to some stuff that's going to make you wish that that's all journalism was. So,
can we go back to the badges? I was having a lovely time. Maplethorpe, here I come.
I'm afraid not. So, Rachel Reeves.
Oh,
no.
Doing a good job, isn't she?
No.
Yeah, fucking great.
Yeah.
I'm on step 27 of finishing her house, but like I can't find the little one tile, so it's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, Betteridge's law of podcast segment introductions says that she's not doing a good job. I hate to say. So, like, she's been getting rinsed by the fucking CBI or whatever the fuck.
Like, she gave them like 99% of everything they wanted, and then like the 1% is like, I'm not allowed to like buy farmland as a tax dodge anymore. And then it's like, oh no, the world's too small, and it's the Lindisfarne raids all over again. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but to make up for the horrible thing that she did by marginally raising national insurance contributions for businesses, she said that there will be no more tax rises on businesses. Like, she did specify on businesses. So take that for what it's worth, non-business people. She was like told that this is going to cost jobs and wage rises won't be as high as they could have been. Obviously, because profits need to stay up.
Yeah, apparently, like, because those things are going to go up, like, the last pub in Britain is going to close, so, everything will be terrible. Not that pubs were closing before then, but...
No. Famously, more of them now than ever. That's definitely the case, yeah. Yeah, so, like, the budget was obviously just fucking cold, fucking sick. Like, there was nothing to it, really. It was just, it was shite. There was nothing there. and all she did was piss off the like core groups of people that she was trying not to piss off. So it was very funny. She said on all this, I have heard lots of responses to the government's first budget, but I have heard no alternatives, which is deeply funny.
Yeah, but that's like, apart from the Tories and maybe the Lib Dems, that's also not anybody else's fucking job.
Yes. It is actually her job to hear lots of alternatives, though, because she should have heard a whole bunch of alternatives when she was doing the budget, because she's supposed to go away and research all that shit and get a bunch of different fucking points of view on what her things would do.
She's been planning that budget since 2014, so leave her alone.
Yeah.
Like, I spend a stupid amount of time doing research on this podcast from time to time, but I promise you, I'm not writing like an alternate budget. Like,
no, but at the same time, like, she should have sought fucking advice, etc., that would have told her things that wouldn't actually be that good, unless she's obviously just went away. Unless she's obviously went away and cherry-picked exactly who she wanted to hear from so that she could just do the thing she wanted to do in the first place, which, let's be honest, is what they've all done for fucking years. But my point
what's just occurred to me there? I had a vision of... Did liberals do, like, they do the fantasy cabinet? Do they also do fantasy budgets on Twitter?
I guarantee you there's at least one dickhead that does that. Do not write in to tell us about them. No, I can hear Googling. Do not Google the Paul Crofts.
Not as bad as you'd think.
Anyway, yeah, so, like, she's just not been that good at this, and, it's really...
It's just mid. It's exactly what you sort of saw coming. Like, it's last term Tony Blair reheated piss, poured through a Lego hat. Like,
yeah. But you would think that someone who's a qualified economist with experience would know not to just do that kind of weak piss shit. Like, wouldn't you? You would assume so. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's not. Oh no. So this is stuff that's been cooking up for a while. So
this is my favorite stuff that I don't give at all much of a fuck about, but is only funny because, like, this is the kind of prime briefcase shit that like the worst people in the world get mad over, and I'm just like, it's literally like, let them fight. It's just, I'm delighted by this.
It's extremely, it's pub league football. Like, you can enjoy it, but it's absolutely nothing to take seriously. But it is fun to watch potentially. Like, just to
recap, like, for anyone who's unaware of this story, is she put on a CV that she was like the king of the Bank of England for 6 years, when actually she was like, deputy assistant to Howard from the Halifax or some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So this all started with fucking Guido Fawkes cunts, but let them fight. So she said that she was originally an economist at HBOS. Like, okay, fine, but it turned out that she wasn't. And then when she was doing one of the jobs that she said on her CV, and by CV we mean her fucking LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because she's stupid enough to have a fucking LinkedIn.
Yeah. Why? It's so good. It's so fucking good that she got, like, Collard changing her fucking LinkedIn to cover her tracks, and it's like,
why don't you just delete it? Like, you're chancellor of the... You're the chancellor of the...
You will never have to apply for a job again in your life. Why have you got a fucking LinkedIn? I mean, obviously she's got a LinkedIn because she's got a vestigial briefcase. Do you know what I mean? Like, she can't not have a LinkedIn. She needs to keep up with, like, what all the cool fucking kids are talking about. You know what I mean? But having a LinkedIn when you'll never need to apply for a job again in your life, and it literally just becomes mycrimes.txt. Amazing. Top stuff.
Really fucking good. Well, basically this is the route, and people keep asking her about it, and obviously she doesn't like that very much, because no one ever likes having mycrimes.txt read back to them. So, not to feel, though, the government isn't entirely hated by the British media. The Guardian has stepped up the Reeves defenders have logged on.
Yes.
I just wanted to take you through a couple of, not quite the whole articles, but, most of them from there.
You have more mercy than I do, but we always knew that you're a better person.
No one knew that. So, first up, I have from Emma Brox. Never mind what Rachel Reeves did long ago at the Bank of England. What claims do you make on your CV? Because
I don't
we have
claim
to make
be an economist when that wasn't my job. How is this difficult?
Listen, Rob,
I invented dice as a kid.
None of this is the point. The point is that the British public must be held to account.
But, she's the one who made shit up. It's not us. What are you...
Yeah, I am not on trial here.
I don't care. I only find it funny because you people are upset, and that amuses me. It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I find the game stupid, but you guys play, go for it.
Well, thankfully, Rob, Emma Brox actually did put in the newspaper how not mad she is. So, let's go through this article. The Chancellor is said to have rounded up her years of service, but if she did plump up her working achievements a bit, who hasn't? Oh well, that's fine then. That's okay. We've all done it.
I don't even have a CV, so I'm going to claim innocence here.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, but again, I mean, look, everybody takes a few months and lie on your CV. I truly couldn't give much less of a fuck. But not only did she make,
but not everyone is running the country's finances.
Yeah, and also not everyone rounds up 6 years to a decade. And I was helping Steve from accounting with his software problems too. I was, the greatest economist the country has ever seen.
There are lies, evasions, and manipulations by politicians that, when they come to light, can make the politician in question seem even less relatable than the average. We're doing a Brendan O'Neill here where we start off making complete fucking sense and then take a very sharp
then descending into madness.
That.
Yes. All right. Checks out.
Parentheses. So many to choose from, but I'm thinking in particular of... Can you guess who we're going to be thinking in particular of here?
In relationship to what again?
Lies, evasions, and manipulations by politicians that make them seem even less relatable.
I know actually, because the only one I can think of is when George Bush Jr. dodged that shoe the guy threw at him, and that made him more relatable, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who hasn't dodged an angry shoe?
Fucking, I don't know, Boris Johnson serving mug out of a tea.
Ding.
Serving mug out of a tea? Alright, well, whatever.
No, not mug out of, not mug out of a tea, whatever the fuck that means. Boris Johnson's weird...
That's a secret code. Rob is passing nuclear secrets to the badgers.
It's Boris Johnson's weird ad hoc claim to relax by making models of buses.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Were the buses in charge of running the fucking economy?
No, they were DFT.
No, the bus drivers are still in charge of checking whether the police are rapists. That's the only job they have.
And then there are the exaggerations that can make a politician seem mildly more human. One of which I would suggest is CV inflation.
Oh.
The tweaking of one's professional details to look better than they actually are. Didn't Rachel Reeves spend, quote, a decade working at the Bank of England in the same way that in our resumes we are all at some level fluent in French? No.
Yeah, but
are you on fucking glue? Also, right, I want to reiterate again, she doesn't need a fucking CV, beefed up or otherwise, because she's an elected official.
Mm. And also, just to sort of refine the point a little bit further, Yeah, nobody cares. I don't care about the fucking lying on the CV. It's truly not interesting. Except for the fact that one of the greatest presentations this entire Labour administration has and keeps making is we're the professionals with the degrees.
Yes.
And if you point a million billion fucking times to your so important CV and degrees, then at some point, if you'd fuck the dog on it, then it's right that people ask you questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if your whole fucking thing is like, well, I used to do sums at the kitchen table. Ooh, I went round a shoe factory where I used to live. I'm in touch with like everyone, and I know how the money works. And then it turns out like your actual job in the bank was like fucking, you know what I mean? Like changing the fucking ink in the printer or some shit. Complaints handling. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all fucking doomed. Do you know what I mean? Hyperinflation, here we come.
The exact breakdown of how Reeves...
You ever made a complaint to a bank and had it handled?
No, and this is why. The exact breakdown of how Reeves spent her working life in her 20s and 30s has, over the past week or so, been pulled over by journalists looking for inconsistencies. That's what their job is. You work for the Guardian.
Yeah, it's the job. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a fairly pissant thing. I wish they'd concentrated on more, like, serious stuff. But this is the job.
Yeah. After it emerged that she may have, in italics, rounded up somewhat in the details. It is hard not to smile at the modest reach of Reeves's tweaks, which, as political tweaks go, aren't quite up there with 350 million a week to the NHS or we never had a party at Downing Street. Things people are still somehow fucking mad about.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad we're not talking about the 10 pledges of the Starmer government, because let's not mention them, shall we?
Yeah, maybe something more recent like that. No, okay.
Just imagine though, like, you know what I mean. You help run the bouncy castle at the village fair, and then like forevermore put on your CV that you worked in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Worked for Heritage England.
Again, I'm not mad about that. Like, that's good. Do as you like.
Still, changing the wording on her LinkedIn CV indicates that some kind of reverse ferret has occurred.
What the fuck is a reverse ferret?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what?
It's something to do with
badgers. Are they the mortal
possibly,
enemies of my badger allies?
I think they're a kind of like, you know, dangerous neutrality third party. Not sure. The episode will have struck many people...
The reverse ferret sounds like a fucking conspiracy theory.
The episode will have struck many people with an instant feeling of recognition at Reeves's pivot from an unshaded term such as economist to much woolier catch-all language familiar to anyone who has ever applied for a job. Ah, yes. She's written down, ah, yes. Quote, retail banking, a term that, like management oversight or team leadership, can do almost infinite heavy lifting without the need to go too granular on the specifics.
I hate to go granular on my specifics.
Like, the defence here is that, she still technically said economist, so it's fine. Yeah, because retail banking screams economist at me.
She granular on my specifics until I lie on my CV.
But she kept claiming that she was like the serious economist, and that once again was the reason we should elect her. And then it turned out that, like, you know, she was just helping Dave from accounting with his software problems. And I'm like, that's a fine job, but why then did you keep presenting yourself as the fucking... I keep repeating myself, but it's like...
Rob,
you made this scaffold for yourself, you fucking idiots.
There is the English language, and there is the language of CVs. And while in real life you are occasionally unlucky enough to meet people who use onboarding or buy-in as part of their regular speech, the two languages don't tend to meet. You work for the Guardian. Don't bullshit me.
But... So is the other language like that quantum grammar? Should I rewrite my CV with colons everywhere? Is that the trick I've been missing? I know what she's saying, but it's like... Just
but it's not applicable.
Just fucking skip this article and say, I think Rachel Reeves is a cool person who deserves her job because she's my pal and I like her politics. And then we can all go home. It'd be fine.
And yet, without realising it, most of us are fully bilingual. Or rather, trilingual, because of course we're all fluent in French plus conversational in Spanish.
Is that...
Did you...
Is that an actual joke?
Yes.
I want to die.
Did you complete an extremely unimpressive Duke of Edinburgh Bronze Award at school?
No.
You are telling on yourself here. And did that award unpacked in your university application, once again, telling on yourself, turn into an account of how you, in effect, ran the Roman Empire, or got an insight into the impact of agricultural policy on insert specifics of your course requirements here. This is the thing where you just blow everything out of proportion and then just say, well, the whole argument's pointless then.
This is like if an alien came down to Earth and the first thing it decided to do was read the Wikipedia page for comedy and then do a 15-minute stand-up set. What the fuck, like?
Did you contribute a single article to your university newspaper? Please stop telling on yourself. Or do a day on a TV station that gave you a day on a TV station.
Who the fuck does a day on a TV station? Like what, you watched the telly for 24 hours without changing sides? Is that what that means?
That gave you unique insights into how media ad revenue may be moving from the local TV space to podcasts. Perhaps you babysat occasionally for some younger kids in your neighbourhood. Or, as you explained in the section of your job application on prior experience of the workforce, ran a company that entailed marketing, catering, payroll and child development duties. No one does that. In what fucking world has anyone ever done some babysitting to that shit? Shut the fuck up.
In her world, these people do that.
As we age and the stakes increase, the temptation to fluff our experience only gets worse until we find ourselves half convinced that our entry-level jobs actually entailed C-suite level pressures and decision-making, a conviction that is completely okay as long as we aren't pilots or surgeons.
But shut the fuck up, like...
Because Chancellor of the Exchequer is not an important job.
Yeah. It's true.
And also, like, I'm sorry, but, you know, do you have to, like, be a CEO to be, like, worthy of a good CV? Like, I'm sorry, if you're working in fucking retail or if you have any kind of fucking customer service position in, I don't know, a fucking Costas or anything, you will be faced with 1,000 difficult situations every single day. Yeah. More than the fucking CEO. You remember that graph that goes around every once in a while of, like, what does the average CEO do in a day? And it's, like, 8 hours, meetings and lunch. And it's like... That's not hard decisions. I'm sorry, but like you getting screamed at because you accidentally forgot the oat milk, that's fucking way harder. I'm sorry, but I'm not entertaining also this fucking class bullshit about like, oh, it's only CEOs that make hard decisions. You know, the retail drones just don't have to think at all.
The key issue here is that what she's doing here is she's not talking about the actual relevant point, because at no point did Rachel Reeves go into her fucking LinkedIn CV and edit the description of the jobs, merely the title of the jobs. So what she's doing is adding in a defence to a thing that never happened, which is great. After all, it all happened a very long time ago. Who is to say in real terms what actually took place? What is, quote, truth, or, quote, time, when we experience these phenomena differently? Yes, indeed. What is anything? Why does anything matter? What is reality? Who am I?
What if colours look different for different people?
Fuck off.
Damn.
Anyway, at the very least, we've all had to make up hobbies and interests. Not model bus making, obviously. Usually some kind of PE to cover the truthful answer to the question, how do you like to spend your spare time? Which is obviously scrolling.
You see what it is, though? My answer to that question is, what fucking business is it of yours? Right? Like, I'm applying for a job. I'm not applying for free time. So you shut the fuck up and stay in your lane.
I have never...
But also, like, it's... But look, most people just have some hobbies that are not, like, being sad and online and posting. Like, I mean, it's a lot of our time, I'll grant you that. But, like, I don't know, I go out for a walk sometimes. Like...
Yeah,
find
but
something
Rob,
more
we've
to
never
do.
fucking
This is
ourselves
really,
to be representative of the British public.
This is a really, really, really bleak look in like the personal life of whoever it is again that wrote this. It's like, if that's your entire hobby, I'm genuinely sad for you.
I have never, to my knowledge, been an economist at the Bank of England. But then again, who knows? In the bendy reality that governs CVs, almost anything is possible. Emma Brox is a Guardian columnist.
Yeah.
But you didn't, once again, you also didn't apply for the job to run the country's economy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
different things are different, to quote, a great philosopher of our time.
Right, okay. I think before we finish up, Jamie, you have new and interesting horrors to inflict on us.
Yeah. Something is stirring. In WhatsApp groups and Westminster pubs, wherever wonks, spads and other SW1 types gather, there's a name on everybody's lips. It's like John Galt in Atlas Shrugged, or Tyler Durden in Fight Club. It's at once a wail of despair and a call to arms. Who is this man they whisper of? Who is Nicholas, brackets, 31? Is that comment or commentariat?
What?
Nicholas, 30 years? What?
But...
Commentariat?
Commentariat for the John Galt thing.
Yeah, that was Samuel Rubinstein in The Spectator. Why young Brits think the social contract is crumbling. And since I know the question on everybody's lips is, who is Nicholas 31? I'm going to read you the rest of that article.
Oh, no.
Yeah, see how it feels like on the other foot.
Nicholas 31 is the protagonist of Le Contrat Social, a meme posted onto Twitter, as it then was, in April 2020. It was popularised by a French account which goes by the nom de plume Bouli, after an obscure children's TV show about a friendly snowman. Bouli's Nicholas is smartly dressed. He once would have been called a yuppie, but yuppies don't exist anymore, and Nicholas holds his head in his hands. Why is Nicholas depressed? Society is rigged against him. Behold the social contract in all its grimness. Nicholas puts in everything and gets nothing in return. In Britain, the picture is similar.
Well, Nicholas is a fucking moron, because that's not what the social contract means, and Nicholas needs to go back to fucking school.
The British Nick isn't likely to need the NHS anytime soon, and by the time he does, there probably won't even be a state pension for him to fall back on. If his phone or bike gets stolen, the police are unlikely to be of any use. His taxes prop up social housing, and what he's left with is scarcely enough to cover his rent. Nicholas 31 has entered the lexicon of the underground right. He features prominently in the offbeat samizdats poured over by terminally online young politicals like the freewheeling J'accuse and the more highbrow Pimlico Journal.
This is incredibly stupid. It's very poorly written, but my worry with this, not this meme, but this kind of this way of talking about sort of the issues where, communism and socialism should be strong on, and then just putting this rightward spin on it that the fault isn't, I mean, it's not new. It's to say, capitalism's fault are not the fault of capitalism, but of migrants, and we'll put in boomers for now for the fun of it. Is an actually very dangerous and very fucking poisonous thing that's going on at the moment. But
it's just it's interesting to see it laid out in the same way that I would expect a Ministry of Defence PowerPoint to be laid out.
We haven't even got to the bit about the dinos yet.
Oh, is Dino mentioned?
Dino mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas finds his antithesis in another stock figure of British meme culture, Dino.
Meme culture.
Unlike Nicholas, Dino is upwardly mobile. For him, the promise of the social contract comes through. He gets his Barrett new build, his implants wife, his AstroTurf garden, his shiny teeth.
Jesus Christ. His implants wife.
We talked about Dino. Dino is real to me. Dino is my friend.
Yeah. Well, it helps that he doesn't live in the city. Dino is a creature of the home counties, the spiritual descendant of Essex man. Nicholas's graduate job requires him to live in London, which on his salary he can ill afford. So there you go. When the real-life Nicholas makes memes about Dino, he does so with genuine affection tinged with resentment. I mean, we've all made memes with genuine affection tinged with resentment. You're not special, you know? It wounds Nicholas's ego that Dino, who might not even have gone to university, is doing better than him.
If I was Nicholas, I would simply stop constantly tearing off the calendar that leads to the page that says 1984. Well, Implant's wife looks on disapprovingly.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely so
Christ.
fucking ill of like the state of discourse in the UK. It's just... Do we still... Are we still... Is there more, Jamie? Is it over now? Can it just be over now?
I mean, there's a point later on about national service.
Let's skip it. This is like the greatest hits of our fucking podcast.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's just put that behind us and return to some real journalism. And you know what I mean. Never again speak of the fact that the Spectator apparently pays someone to read 4chan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where they were always going to head.
Frankly, a terrible business decision because 99% of them are doing that on their fucking breaks.
Yeah. But are they talking about the dank memes that the youth are so into? Also, it's worth noting that at the bottom of that fucking article as well, it pointed out that that your man Samuel Rubinstein there is a history student who lives in Paris. So clearly, finger on the pulse of what's wrong with the nation of Britain.
Yeah, good stuff.
Anyway, let's get back to commentary. Right?
Oh, what the fuck do you mean? Let's get back to fuck that. I don't want to be fucking.
We're so far. No, I'm going on strike, David. We're going on strike together.
Well, you can listen to this while you're on strike. It is true that black and Asian people are, on average, less likely to be able to swim than white supremacists.
Well, I'm withholding my labour.
No,
but
sorry. What?
But I'm not 100% certain that's our fault. If it is the presence of white folk around that stops them learning to swim, wouldn't it be a good idea in this integrated country of ours to teach them to overcome their fear of white folks before they are taught to overcome their fear of water? Is that comment or commentary?
Yeah, I'm still withholding my labour until our dispute is, until my demands are met.
What fucking time portal did you pull this from? Fuck me. Holy shit. Comment, please comment.
Now, that was Rod Liddle in The Spectator. The headline was, "Is swimming racist?"
Oh, fuck off, Rod. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I could be arsed with.
Very little that's got to top is swimming racist. Like,
yeah.
You've got to know when to leave the party.
Well, thankfully, this is all I could be arsed with as well, Jamie. So we'll call it fucking here. Holy fuck. Okay. If you inexplicably want more of this shit, patreon.com/praxiscast. Actually, yeah. I promise it's better than most of this shit.
There was a bonus episode out today with Synanon.
Yeah, that is actually good. Find out about stuff and flooding. Essentially, it's interesting. Interesting things are happening.
If you want it sold even more, I'm not on that one. So, 2 reasons to join and get that episode. Twitch streams. I'm probably just going to stop even talking about the fucking Twitch streams because holy shit, we've not been on the ball. But twitch.tv/PracticeCast, throw a fucking follow on it or something in case we come on at one point. And merch is available for.
Yeah, actually, this is a hostage situation now. If you don't start fucking following us on Twitch, then we'll never come back.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great excuse to never come back.
See, there now it's your fault. Fuck you.
Also, with the impending joy that is the festive season, clothe your relatives and loved ones in podcast merch at practicecast.tmail.com. It's all there, and at some point, free shipping is available. I don't know when, but at some point it will be.
I don't know when that is again, but there's 10% off this weekend for Black Friday, I think.
Oh, maybe. There you go.
Trying to desperately remember an email that I saw arrive earlier and didn't read.
Excellent. I hope that 10%'s coming out of T-Mail's cut.
Oh no, right, okay, no, that's it's 10% off if I buy samples of the merch to presumably wear on like a fucking promotional tour or something. So disregard that. We'll cut this.
I love the free market. It's so good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do us. So we'll catch you on the...
if you see a strange man wandering like the market squares of England wearing a Praxis Cast t-shirt, it's possible that it's Jamie's, and it was 10% cheaper than you think it should have been.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.